Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel today. I'm Kevin, and today we're back to our second World War topic. Today, our topic is about bombs. And of course, this is not any special event, but we just talk about how that the war make technologies, especially in military and weapons, develop. Of course, wars always speed up scientific and technological progress, and the Second World War was no exception. First, in the 1939, bombs carried by bombers were the main method to attack cities and to create explosion. But by 1945, pilotless missiles and rockets had been developed to do this mission instead of risking the soldier's life to do so. This is just have the same patterns as how that people transform from, let's say, normal plane into planes that use AIs or artificial intelligence to continue and control their work on the air. You could see this example when you search in the USA information. They have new models about the type of airplanes that is controlled completely by AI, and also this type of planes can start with no, let's say, they don't need a long road to take off. They can fly up from the ground just like a stick, which means they will straight up. And when they, let's say, land on the ground, they will land like this with their engine face the ground. And when they start, they will fly up like a rocket instead of running to take the vector and to create power to take off. So this is more convenient and also powerful, quicker to do missions, and also help the USA to avoid their airfield to being attacked, because airport, the airport or places that contain the air weapon or aircraft is very vulnerable, especially in front of the other bombers or air attack, since these aircraft cannot move and they are just laying on one place. On the other hand, the new model of the USA aircraft allow them to be moved easily on trucks, and therefore they could easily hide in jungles, in forests, and they also have a quicker, shorter time to take off. That means they get a huge advantage compared to most countries of the world on both sides about the power and about the time to take off. Not to mention that they have the ability to move the aircraft and hide it easily, since these aircraft were allowed to move by trucks with no problems. Alright? So that is just the patterns of how the world developed the technologies and military skills, since they need to prepare for war or to protect peace. So throughout the wars, in the Second World War, bombers dropped simple high explosive bombs, similar in design to the one that was used in the First World War. The German Luftwaffe dropped 1,800 kilograms bombs on Warsaw and London, which detonate when they hit the ground. The blast from the explosion could destroy an entire building just in the blink of an eye. Bombers also drop another type of explosive weapons known as incendiary bombs. These bombs are the type that will burst into fire when they landed, with chemicals that allow the fires to last longer than just a normal bomb. And they're setting fire to buildings when these bombs were get down to the cities or the place that they want to attack. At the end of the war, or near it, German scientists invent two new types of missiles aimed at London and southern England, the V1 and V2. The V in the name stands for vengeance. The V1 was a pilotless missile, just as we have nowadays. They carried an explosive warhead and flew just like a plane. It was powered by a jet engine, which cut out when the missile almost hit the target, and the missile will plummet to Earth. The V1's flew slow enough for fighter planes to shoot them down when they are still far from the target. Therefore, they are very easy to, let's say, destroy, and the enemies can be protected if they predict or, let's say, notice the attack quickly. On the other hand, the V2 also carried an explosive warhead, but is much deadlier than the V1. Its rocket engine took it high to the atmosphere, where the radar can almost have nothing, no clue, or you could say they're clueless to find out if there is an attack coming up. And the only way to know if the enemy is attacked is through the information from spies. And of course, this thing will come crashing down into the earth or the target with a great speed. The V2 flew faster than sound, so it exploded without warning before anyone heard it coming. Since after they hear the sounds, which means the missile already flew far away. 1,115 of these rockets were launched on London. They killed 1,754 and also wounding more than twice that number. Alright, so that's just a little bit of information that I want to provide with you guys today about how that war provide the speed up for the militaries and technological process. I mean, also in scientific, and how that these things affect in the, let's say, mm, okay, in the games between countries in the Second World War, and how that they take the advantage for the user in every campaign that they will use. All right. So that's all I want to talk to you guys today about the weapons, especially exclusive and explosive weapons. And that's all. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys in my next video. And now I think it's time for us to say goodbye then. See ya!